Hey everybody, thanks for joining me again. This is New Christian Dad here to talk about the all Brussels sprout diet.
Yeah.
How would you like to go on an all Brussels sprout diet? John, how would you like to go on an all bean diet?
No.
We are gonna eat nothing but lettuce. How about an all lettuce diet? Just kidding. Actually, the truth is that I am a Menarditarian. I only eat food from Menards. I'm just kidding. This is about a plant-based diet, which I've been on for a little over 60 days, and I have a few things to say about it. First thing is that I've never, ever felt better than I do now. It's been just a little over 60 days, like I said, and just about everything has improved. And this has been a plant-based diet, which is no meat, no dairy, no egg, and actually no oil. What? No oil? No oil? How do you fry things? What do you use with the bread in it? We're surviving. And actually doing pretty well. I know my blood pressure is not always super elevated, but it's been perfect since we've been on this, and my wife has had some different issues with the pregnancy, with blood pressure and everything, and that's all. She's off her medication, so she's actually off of her medicine after this amount of time, and she's feeling great. My wife's nursing our baby boy, and he seems to be growing like really well, and he seems to be doing well too, so you could totally nurse on a plant-based diet and you'll be just fine. I could see it happen every day, and I saw it with each of our two kids too. And one other thing too is I decided to call it a plant-based fast instead of a plant-based diet. I know I went originally a couple years ago to vegan, to a plant-based diet, to now a plant-based fast. You see, the thing is, we were created in the Garden of Eden, and it was all plant-based. Our bodies were designed, and we were created to eat a plant-based diet. Our bodies are 100% herbivore. We have nothing in common with carnivores at all. Our digestive system, the enzymes in our saliva, our teeth, our setting of our eyes, everything about our body, from our tip of our toes to our eyes, everything is herbivore. Once in a while you'll hear that little argument about canine teeth, and I'll tell you what, here's a couple things about canine teeth. Number one is that there are tons of herbivores with canine teeth that are even a little bit less blunt than ours. And another thing is, if your canine teeth are a indication that you are an omnivore physically, then that would mean that if you see like a piece of roadkill, like a dead animal just laying there, you would start like salivating. You would get hungry. You would then use your canine teeth to tear the fur from the flesh of that animal and then devour the flesh of the animal, using your canine teeth. It's bull honky, and we're herbivores. Check out Dr. Milton Mills' little spiel that he gives. It's pretty clear. But anyway, back to the fast thing. I call it a fast because we are, Christians, and God expressly gives permission to eat meat. I mean, remember when Peter wouldn't eat with the Gentile, and God gave him the vision of the sheet with the four corners and all the animals, and he said, hey, anything that I put on this, don't say something's not clean when I say it's clean. You can eat anything. And of course, that kind of changed things up, and then they went and they established their whole thing, like don't eat, animals that were sacrificed to idols, and so on and so forth. We broke our plant-based fast a little over a week ago because I have a good friend who makes killer lasagna. Sup, brother? That was so good. And we ate some cheese. I haven't eaten meat in over 2 months, and I feel all the better for it. My digestive system is like running perfectly, and it's never been that way. But we did break it for a little cheesy lasagna, and it was only a one-time thing. So far I've lost about 5 pounds in just a little over 2 months, and that is with zero exercise. I didn't lift a weight, I didn't run, I didn't go to the gym, and I really did not exercise at all. I do work a job where I walk around all day, But and I do have 3 kids, which requires a lot of running around. So this was with 0 exercise. I've heard different stories. Sometimes you'll get these plant-based people that are like, oh, I was on a plant-based diet for 2 months, and just as strict as mine was, and I lost like 22 pounds in the first month. And I'm not saying that that's not possible or realistic, but I know for me, I didn't exercise and I lost about 5 pounds, 5.5, 6 pounds, and they were real pounds, not water weight. And it's a start. So that was like my little update on the plant-based diet, and I'm going to do another one again. I mean, maybe another month or so, but we eat a lot of healthy food. We eat usually like oats and like shredded wheat with like soy milk, berries, flax in there. We make different whole wheat pastas with tomatoes, nice tomato sauce. We eat like avocado. I mean, I kind of want to take you through my kitchen right now, but we eat like a super nice variety of food, and even it almost seems like more of a variety. And our taste buds have changed. I mean, things just taste better with like less salt, less added sugar. I feel like our bodies really completely have just changed and acclimated to like. So just a couple of resources that helped to me. I really think that if you're going to make such a major change, I did this change originally a few years ago when my wife was pregnant with our first child, and she had like double medication on diabetes. Her blood pressure was through the roof, and we switched our diet, and within a month of switching, everything completely equalized, and she was off of her medicine. It was really like pretty miraculous thing for a meatitarian like me to see. So one of the first guys that we saw was Caldwell Esselstyn, who's one of the main guys in Forks Over Knives. He wrote a book, I think it was called Heart Attack Proof, and he wrote some other stuff, and there's some different lectures. But I'm just going to name a few of the people that helped me a lot. And I loved Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, and I loved Forks Over Knives. I think if you're even thinking about changing your health, if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, you're overweight, you feel like crap, you're not sleeping, anything like that, I definitely recommend you check out Forks Over Knives. There's a guy named Dr. Jeff Novick. There's another guy, I cannot think of his name, I'm not sure why, but he has a YouTube channel called Veg Source. There's Dr. Michael Greger. There's the whole True North group with, Dr. Clapper and Goldhammer. You can check these guys out. They're awesome too. I mean, there's really just a wealth of information out there. Dr. Neil Barnard, there's one. But don't be afraid to make that change, and definitely don't be afraid to do some cooking too. I know, I'll just throw this out there for the guys. A few years ago, like before I even tried to do this, I could not cook anything. I mean, the best I could do was fry a burger or make like ramen noodles, and that was about it. But now, I mean, we're doing all kinds of stuff. We're making like pitas, sandwiches, we're making like casseroles, different pasta dishes, huge salads, crazy breakfast dishes. Everything's by hand, everything tastes great, everything's super healthy, you never feel bad afterwards. So guys, I definitely would recommend you check this out, at least even to improve your cooking, because your wives will appreciate it. So thanks again for just checking this out, my all Brussels sprout diet. Just kidding, that's not nearly as funny as I thought it was. But nevertheless, I made the joke. So I'll just leave you with this last thing. Just remember that it's all about God, it's all about Jesus, and no matter what you're eating or doing, just remember to keep God first place. If you're putting like some kind of diet or way of eating like above God, it's definitely idolatry, and it's easy to slip into that kind of stuff. So just remember that, and also remember too, if you do get into a plant-based diet, that God expressly gives permission to eat meat to everybody, and of course, unless it's sacrificed to idols, which you never know with our huge corporation and corporate meat industry and stuff like that. But still, he does give permission to eat meat. So if you're out there like yelling at people or arguing with people or putting people down like some of these vegans, you're wrong. Any kind of health decision that you make should be for your health, and if you do it because of compassion, for the animals and their situation, I do understand that, and I do have some compassion in that respect too. But I just want to keep us biblically centered, and that is to remember that God does give us permission to eat meat. So don't you dare judge anybody for doing it. So thanks again, New Christian Dadders, and thanks for following my little channel. and listening to my little thing about plant-based diet, because it is super important to me. I've seen some really miraculous changes in our health, and I just want to thank you for listening to this. And like I said, we'll do another little update. I was even thinking of doing like sort of a, like a cooking type demo thing, just like one of the things we eat, because we make like a lot of nice little dishes. I've never enjoyed eating as much as I do now. It's kind of weird to say that, but it's true. So just remember, at the end of the day, it's not about eating, it's not about anything except that our God reigns, and He's awesome.